Okay, so across Australia on homemade diesel, round 2. With the success of my first trip across Australia on homemade fuel, which was northern to Ballarat, there, attempting Canberra but didn't work, that was a success. So the next plan is something even crazier, something even better, which is basically Shark Bay, Carnarvon to Byron Bay, which is around there, which is basically right through the dead centre of it, in the tracks of the Leyland brothers, coast to coast, the whole way from the furthermost west point to the furthermost east point of Australia, on homemade fuel. I don't think anyone has ever done this trip on homemade fuel, because what I found out is my trip I did to Ballarat, which was attempting to be to Canberra, was actually done before by some people, including Chick, who was in the movie. And if you haven't seen Across Australia on Homemade Fuel, the movie, and you're into homemade fuel, you probably want to check that out. Now, I was attempting, I was going to say I'll go to Alice Springs and Uluru this year. However, unfortunately, my financial situation has not let that happen. So and then I thought, well, if I'm going to go halfway, I might as well just go the whole way. So the new plan, which is not that, this is the old attempt to go to that, which was meant to happen this summer. That's not happening because life gets in the way. But probably even next summer or the summer after, I'm going to go that whole trip, which will be including Uluru, which will be Byron Bay, which will be the whole way across. Now, to do this trip, I'm not going to be able to use my old vehicle that I drove, the SsangYong Ute with the Mercedes diesel, because I sold it. So, I've got a new vehicle, which is a Jeep Cherokee with, it's a 2.5 litre turbo diesel, VM diesel. But this is different because this is a common rail diesel. It's one of the very early common rail diesels, 2002 model, but it's still common rail, which means I'm going to have to filter this fuel a lot more, and it may also be, I don't know what the ratio is going to be. I've got the vehicle, but I'm yet to set it up to run the homemade fuel, so only time will tell whether this fuel is going to be useful. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have that vehicle when I do this trip. I might have bought a different vehicle, but it's going to have to be diesel, and it's going to have to be four-wheel drive. So the Jeep at this point is what it's going to be. Now, this Jeep does not have the load capacity, so I might be towing the trailer behind me to have enough fuel. I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be putting homemade fuel to the ultimate test. If you can do homemade fuel on a coast to coast, you can do homemade fuel on anything. So this will be the greatest homemade fuel, homemade biodiesel trip ever undertaken. I'm hoping. It'll be insane. And am I going to record it? Hell yes. I'm going to try to record it better. I'm going to get a microphone, because I know I'm not good at making movies. I just done it because it would be cool. But I'm going to try to do it better this time. I'm going to have a microphone. I don't know. I might get a better camera. I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be one of the most insane trips ever undertaken on any form of homemade fuel. And it's going to be really cool. It might fail like the first trip, which was meant to go to Canberra, but that was because of a clutch. It's the second time lucky. I will still count Ballarat as a success. I made it the whole way to Melbourne by the train.